Good day, this is Daniela and Alejandro, and today I will be reporting about the effects of technology and innovation on culture. So, creating and maintaining a desired culture can be facilitated by technology, but at the same time can be made more difficult by the consequences of using technology to work remotely. Innovation and culture also have major impacts on each other. So, intranets. It helps people to maintain and build a culture. It keeps people connected to the broader organization, and it also promotes consistency on how employees behave and make decisions. Intranets build a common cultural foundation that aims to bring together employees in various units and locations. They help employees maintain connectivity to the organization as a whole. So each intranet design reflects a different type of organizational culture and in turn reinforces the firm's culture by controlling the flow of information and establishing norms of behavior. The following are some of the ways intranets can both reflect and influence organizational culture. First is their scope. Intranets with a narrow scope can reinforce a culture of secrecy and information hoarding. It contains information on a variety of topics and links to other useful sites such as human resources, company and industry news, blogs, wikis, interviews with company leaders, and performance indicators, which reflect a culture of openness and teamwork. Second is their openness to employee feedback and contributions. Feedback tools and features that allow employees to contribute reflect a participative culture that values employee contributions. A more centralized, heavily edited and filtered site reflects a culture in which information flows less freely and employee contributions are less valued. Third is the frequency with which they are updated. Intranets that are rarely updated are not likely to influence the company's culture and can reflect a culture that does not value employee contributions, has poor internal communication, and has poor attention to detail. Fourth is the number of intranets. This refers to whether there is just one company intranet or several, each serving different groups of employees. For example, some organizations have one intranet for the sale of force of one another, completely different looking one for the R&D group. And lastly, the use of symbols, stories, and ceremonies. Intranets can convey such information via news of events affecting the organization, messages from CEOs, and announcement of employees' awards programs of importance to the organization. Moving on to the next topic, building and maintaining culture with remote employees. The building and maintaining culture with remote employees are being virtual challenges on organization identity and culture, particularly when the company relies on free agents or alliances with other firms that have their own cultures. Because they spend little face-to-face with coworkers, it is harder for virtual employees to become familiar with an organization's culture. It is also harder for the organization to reinforce its cultural values among remote employees. This has important implications for employee indication with the organization and for the management of employee behaviors. Also, working in the same place also allows team members to get to know one another before embarking on an email and phone-based relationship. Organizations face special challenges in building and maintaining a culture that effectively includes employees who work remotely. This manager, for instance, may be performing her work at a very high level from her home office. At the same time, though, she also may not be as fully integrated into the firm's culture as she would likely to be. Next is the innovation and culture. It is the process of creating and doing new things that are introduced into the marketplace as products, processes, or services. Innovation involves every aspect of the organization, from research to development, manufacturing, and marketing. One of the organization's biggest challenges is to bring innovative technology to the needs of the marketplace into the most cost-effective manner possible. Innovation does not just involve the technology to create new products. True organizational innovation is pervasive throughout the organization. According to Fortune magazine, The most admired organizations are those that are the most innovative. Next is the risks. So, many risks re-associated with being an innovative company. The most basic is the risk that decisions about new technology or innovation will backfire. So, we all know that as research proceeds, and engineers and scientists continue to develop new ideas or solutions to problems, there's always the possibility that innovations will fail to perform as expected. For these reasons, organizations commit considerable resources to testing innovations. Next risk is the possibility that a competitor will make decisions enabling it to get an innovation to the market first. The marketplace has become a breeding ground for continuous innovation. Lastly is the types of innovation. First is the systems. Systems creates a new functionality by assembling parts in new ways. Second is the radical, the major breakthrough that changes or creates whole industry. Last is the incremental. It continues the technical improvement and extends the applications of radical and systems innovation.